I could be coherent in the present moment. What? Wow. I don't know if I've ever done. I've been doing these videos 9 years, and I don't know if I've ever done one.
9 years, wow.
All natural, without any music or a headphone.
You have a nice smile.
Well, thanks, Ma. It's your smile. I just get to use it for a while. Hi, my name's Margie. I'm a Heokam Pop. I got a cool hat. I just like having these little talks on the way I feel about things. A gal that used to watch my videos, I think she made this hat. She was from South America, North America, North Africa.
North Africa.
And she said something that gives me red flags when people are like, "Oh, I see you as family." Please don't ever see me as somebody that you are related to me, because most people that I am related to are not very nice to me. So I said, I don't think that we're on the same page. And she took that wrong. Like, she thought like I was romantically, like, I don't know. I don't know. It was just, we were not in alignment, but I got a cool hat. So this is an a la carte talk. I got no headset. I forgot it. Stanley's racing around. He's got the zoomies.
You have a nice smile.
I have a nice smile. It's your smile, Ma. I just get to use it for a while.
Yeah.
Things are getting kind of goofy. I woke up, or all weekend, I after Saturday, spending 12 hours, no exaggeration, of getting a new phone in the town in which I live. It took that long, and then, like, I realized I did not have access to, like, I couldn't, I'm waiting for my hearing exam to get settled in the VA, so I logged in to see if there was any status change, and I couldn't get access. And then I tried to log into my bank, and I couldn't get access. And I was just like, I hate technology. I'm using it less and less. I'm doing new things. I'm doing new practices, new disciplines. I'm putting the phone in the other room when I go to bed at night. That's my new thing. So I don't wake up and play with it. I disconnect. So that's my new thing. I put the cell phone in the other room when I go to bed at night. That's actually a practice that my brother had, like, when he and his handler got married. He told me that was like, that they had a station in the kitchen, and it was like, the bedroom was a no cell phone zone. So that's what I'm practicing. Well, I'll try not to cuss. You shouldn't be here. I'm not for kids. Yeah, I'm not for, no, this is an adult channel. Go let your parents know that you're doing stuff you're not supposed to be doing, because you're not supposed to be here. That's my hat. It came from a chick that lived in North Africa. She watched my channel and sent me loot. She sent me honey with flowers from Morocco in it. It was dope. It was pretty cool. Don't be sorry. Oh wait, I remember you. Don't be. No, I remember you. I remember you. No. I remember you. Don't. Yeah, you're the one that your brother is battling demons. That's right. How is he doing? And I shared with you that my sister died at 39 because of her demons win. So I have to battle my demons and not drink alcohol. And not. I even quit weed. Your brother's good? That's hella dope. That's an expression that us old people used to say in the 80s. That's hella dope. Like, that's rad that he's doing good. So I hope so. Yeah, no. I'll just keep it PG, okay? I'll try not to. But kids, see, that's the thing, is kids are so much smarter than grown-ups give them credit for. Like, I always took care of Mom. Mom, you want to say hi?
time.
I always been taking care of Ma since I was 15 years old, and she took care of herself for a real. What I don't. Okay, no, that's not appropriate.
Moving on.
Well, it's not inappropriate. I don't really date, but I used to. When I did date, I liked like the girls that the racy girls,
The racy.
like with the pretty ones that wore lots of makeup, the real flashy ones,
Oh,
right?
the
Because I
tiny
grew
ones.
up with like watching. My dad would watch like the best little whorehouse in Texas and
Wow.
stuff like that. The Frogs car, I don't know what that is. I think you're losing me. It got towed.
Yeah.
Oh! What happened to the Frogs car? It got towed.
Oh,
That's a good one. That's a good one. That's a good. Cause yeah, you're like in the Bronx, or you're like shit. The whole East Coast is covered by a huge, colossal storm right now.
Right now?
That was a good joke.
Oh.
I used to know jokes. I used to like look up silly, corny jokes and then send them to girls, and they'd be like, "You're so stupid," but I'd make them laugh. So I won. This is the storm that's going across the United States right now.
Yeah, right now.
Right now. Well, this is what the phone says. That there's a storm going across the United States right now. Where's Windy? I go by this Windy app.
Is that how?
Do you know that? Yeah, I'm like a girl Forrest Gump in real life. Only I don't praise. Yeah, I'm not a fan of Tom Hanks, but I'm like a real life girl Forrest Gump. Like I was like the little mom. Except Mom even had braces. It's like it's different, but it lines up. Mom even had those braces because she was born with like gimpy, like Forrest Gump. But I went to the military. I went to war and saw that war is a lie. Yeah, I saw Forrest Gump. I know the movie. Okay, what did you always say? Forrest Gump won, Forrest won. Run, Forrest, run.
Run.
That's what he won, Forrest, run. I don't get that one. So this is the storm that's going across. And then there was a freaking pileup in Nebraska.
Wow.
Nebraska's getting it. See, because that's gnarly. Most of it's past, I guess. Most of it's on the. There's not much of it left, so there's just that part left. But a lot of I saw because I track the weather. I get a lot of weather media. There's tornadoes all over the United States all weekend long. It's been insane. I saw like donkeys under a barn, and then it blew the barn off the donkeys, and the donkeys are like, what the fuck? But Nebraska, I used to go to AA conferences and stuff. I used to go to fishing out in a place. It was a state park called Lake McConaughey. Lake McConaughey? No, not Lake McConaughey. It was what was that? I can't even remember. I never went to Lake McConaughey, but Nebraska's like on fire, and Nebraska's never had fires. Like I grew up in California, so every year it's like only an asshole would throw their cigarette butt out the window in California and Colorado, and people always do it, and then it starts fires. And so you get aware, and then you get used to the pattern of the crew and the firefighters, and everybody feeds them, and they're always tired because they work so hard and all this stuff, and it's just this whole fireman storyline. But Nebraska never had to go through that. Now Nebraska's going through that, and it's burned down quite a lot. I don't know. Last I heard, I think it was. I'm not even gonna say because I haven't even heard the amount of acres that it's burned down. But Ashland, outside of Ashland, there was a 30 to 40 vehicle pileup on I-80 on a stretch of road that I used to drive frequently. I'm old. I'm old as shit. I'm over halfway to 100 years old. In a few weeks, I'm gonna be, wait, what year is it? I'm gonna be 50 freaking 2. I'm gonna be 50 freaking 2, yeah. I'm so old. I could be like your grandpa's age, or your grandma's age. Your Grammy's age, your grandpappy. I look 45. That's dope because when I was 45, I was getting carded for alcohol.
Oh.
I quit drinking in 2002 because I'm an alcoholic and alcoholics should not drink. And so I quit drinking, and then back in 2016, 17, I got thirsty, and I drank for about 7 months, and then I realized that if anything happened to me and I ended up in a ditch, that nobody was going to take care of Mom, and that was a promise I made when I was a kid, so I gave it up again. I put the plug in the jug. I tried an alcoholic beverage once since then, like 5 years ago, but it was so nasty. I threw the rest of it away, and I just was like, I don't like the taste of alcohol. I used to love it. Because I love what alcohol does to me, because it takes me to the no place space. To oblivion is what I call it. The place where nothing hurts. I don't have to think about things that bother me. Nothing hurts my feelings. I'm hard as, I'm a superhero in the no place space. It ended up bad. Did they get infected? Did they use dirty tools and all that crap? You got to be careful about what you put into your body. I'm saying that to me too. I'm not just preaching to you, kid. I'm saying it to me because I'm no more tattoos even. I don't want no more tattoos. I thought I wanted more tattoos, but everything, it's just everything I put on me is from my heart, so I just keep it in my heart, and then I can imagine it there if I want. Do a Sharpie or something, but there ain't no tattoo artist worth a shit in the town where I live in Taos. There's not any of the chick did this, like she did pretty okay on this, but that's because I gave her so many pictures. You're Pisces. See? How are you feeling with all this energy tomorrow? I don't know what day it is. The 17th, I think, is the new moon in Pisces. Eclipse or blah blah. I don't know. I can't even keep track. I have Mercury, Venus, and Jupiter in Pisces. So I am just, my mind is swimming around like two fish. And then I have Gemini, Saturn, and Mars, which is another dual sign. So it's more swimming around. And my car's been shitting out still. I'm like, what? I can't even make this up. I'm like, I'm not going to have work done on my car until Mercury goes direct because I don't want to take it back. What time is it for me? Where I am in New Mexico, it's 6:12 on March 16th. Yeah. But no, these kids, I think that the world's actually going to be okay because these kids already know what took me 52 years to figure out, that Washington D.C. and Hollywood, they're like the people that populate both of those places. They're no different from each other. They're both paid actors. Yeah, you're 2 hours ahead of me. I think last time I told you I did New York I got there. I flew a red eye on a Thursday. Got there on a Friday, overnight Thursday to Friday. Went into New York at 5 a.m. and then we did curtains, a Broadway show, went on top of the Empire State Building, went into a really cool pizza place that had like a big old gnarly spiral staircase in it and stuff. And God, that was like the best. That was the first time I had good pizza ever. The next day, David Hyde Pierce won a Tony Award for curtains, and the day before I saw him in it. And that was really cool. See, because I used to be so immersed in 3D world, but all that stuff distracts me from what I'm really supposed to do, from living in my heart. I'm living in other people's heart connect. I'm like enjoying what other people are doing for their heart instead of living what's true to my heart. You see, so that's why it's the arts and entertainment is such a slippery slope, because yeah, they use it to get you to see things that you're not going to see, but they also use it to deceive people and showing people the truth, but then saying, no, that's not real. But then in reality in DC, they're living these storylines as their reality while telling the rest of the world, no, that's not real. You see the difference? Because my family, they're for Freemasons. They're the weird people. This is, I got this for winter. One of my winter gifts. I'm standing turtle. I love turtles too. That's me. When my glasses are on, I should grab my glasses. It looks more like me. Jim and I are known for having like alter egos and all that shit. So I give these stickers away. It's even wearing my t-shirt. I give these t-shirts away. I'm trying to sell them and then use the money to help people that don't got none, because Mom and I have plenty to pay our bills. Mm-hmm. So when I have extra, I make these stickers. That's what my t-shirt says. And I'm autistic, so it's not even like the rainbow. That's how I always did the rainbow ever since I was a little kid. 9, 8, 7, 6. I always did it that way because that's how it made. I'm not your neurotypical. So, there, now it looks more like me. Cheesing. Yeah. Standing turtles don't run. Anyway, so I leave these all over town. I have magnets made and stuff. Street people like rainbows too. And every time I give it to somebody, they're like, we do! And I said, yeah, I know. That's why I made it. Na 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 na. You ever used to line up mirrors when you were a kid? You have 2 feet like they have 2 feet like up. Yep. I don't know, they're my spirit animal. Well, I got all the animal spirits grasp us, but sometime we live in we encompass all of them, because that's how we're supposed to like relate to each other. I don't understand how people can't intervene with nature, because we are nature, we're animals. So why can't we just intervene? Like, don't let the raven get the eagle nest. Don't let the ravens get the eagle's nest. Protect the like help, like, aren't we supposed to, isn't that what that Bible thing says? Like, we're supposed to be the stewards of the earth and stuff like that. I'm trying to read the Bible. But I listened to a guy on YouTube, his name is William Donahue. And if I was 14 years old and I listened, well, I've always been into astrology. And I've always been a truth looking for answers. Like, okay, how come my truth is different than other people's truth? Because, like, every Christmas people go, Santa Claus is coming to town. And I'm like, no, the fuck he's not. That's such bullshit. Like, I used to, like, every Christmas from the time I was 7 years old, 7 years old, until I was 12. And I said, no, man, I don't want to do this no more. This sucks. I spent all of my Christmases 11 hours on a Greyhound bus. I watch people, their families get separated. I watch terrible things happen. Is that Ariana Grande? Is that who you're? I don't know like a lot of new music unless the people have done a song on a TV show I like. Like like there's I watch this show. I fall asleep. I fall asleep to this show called Two Broke Girls. Yeah, Santa don't deliver to the Greyhound bus. I'm glad you've known that for a while. And Mom never lied to me, so she never like tried to get me to believe it was real and all that stuff. Cause I'm like, Ma, Santa don't deliver to the bus, and she's like, no, Santa. And I was like, okay, like you can fool the dupers that want to be duped, but there's people that seek truth, and those are the ones that you can't dupe because we're always trying to prove what's real and what's not. Did you ever find? Did I ask you? Did you? Oh, there's my last little dog, Luna. Her little white face. Yeah. Putting Amazon or two. Yeah. What I believe in is like the charity of the season. One time, my buddy went to Japan to see his sister, and he left me the keys to his Mustang 5.0 convertible. It was like a 90. It was like a 88 or something. It was fun. And then his gas card, and it was Christmas, and I was probably in my early 20s, maybe 19. I had no place to go. Mom wasn't talking to me at the time. And I was gonna go to McDonald's to get breakfast, and on my way there, I ran into a girl that I'd worked with at Chevy's Mexican restaurant in Redding, California. Her name was Rosa, and she was the daughter of a man named Nello, and Nello had a restaurant called Nello's in Redding, California, where like all the kids in town, like that's where they went for prom and stuff. It's like an old gangster Italian restaurant. It's a good restaurant. She's like, hey, what are you doing? I said, I was going to McDonald's. She's like, why don't McDonald's wasn't even open. She intercepted me at a stoplight. She took me to Nello's, and I ended up having like this fanciful, beautiful dinner with like this, pillar of the community. Why McDonald's? Because it was Christmas, and I thought that maybe it would be open, and I didn't think that any place else would be. So, yeah, it turned out pretty good. I had like prime rib, it was it was so much better than McDonald's. So I look at like the season, and well, it's changed so much because even seasons got. You do Waffle House? They don't got no Waffle Houses in Taos. They have there's like 4 people that have a restaurant here, and then they have one on each end of and Taos is only not a very big. It's like a repeat song. You know that song Bop by Hanson? You ever heard that? It came out before you were alive, I'm sure, but bop, bop. That's like the sound of Taos that plays in my head. Because anyway, Taos, there's not a whole lot going on in Taos. Taos is in New Mexico, and this place makes me kind of because of how it treated my mom. And then it's been friends with Epstein and all that weird stuff, and the newspaper here just recently posted a picture where they were chasing clout, trying to jump on the Epstein oh look, here's a picture of the scumbag up at Taoski Valley, hanging out having a good time because they like creeps in Taos. They like the creeps. They protect the creep. They like the creep. So I'm not a creep. I'm what they call a prude. I don't date. I haven't been on a date in 10 years. You don't date. I don't date in Taos. They could be my cousin, potentially. No dating in Taos. like the illiteracy rate is like 71% in New Mexico. I try to find like I try to find like because I don't get to go out much. There was a fanny pack for a dog. It said that would have been perfect for my mom's dog Sassy. Sassy died. Mom, Sassy's been gone. How many? She died after we moved here, so she died the same year. I lost a dog sister and my sister the same year. That was 6. That was the last tattoo I got. Was for, no, what this was. I can't remember. Anyway. Oh, Mom, you falling asleep? Mom got new socks today. I'm learning how to take care of her better. Like we're on it though. We're on it. We're on it. Mom's good. You got to take care of your mom because your mom's gonna stay around as long as moms stay around as long as they stay around longer if you want them to. Is what I found. Yep. Sometimes I wonder what happened to my grandma. I'm telling you, dude, my dad's one of them Freemasons, guys. And my sister, too. Oh, my gosh. I come from such weird lineage. And I just found this out, like, all in the last 5 years. Like, stuff that they verified to be true. It's so weird that my dad and my brother are the bad guys. They're part of, like, white America is so crappy now. That's why I have to work so hard. I had to call the VA this morning, the technical support help desk, and they're pretty generic with like what they can do. They're pretty limited with like account access and stuff like that. And then it just hits me how bad it's gotten for so many people in this country. And it was never supposed to be this way. When I was a kid, they talked, they'd like, we're gonna have police, but it'll keep you safe. And I knew that wasn't true when I was a 15-year-old kid. And a cop was putting a 45 in my face. And this was about half hour after Mom's boyfriend just tried to kill me with her cane that he broke over his leg and was chasing me around the car with it. And so I learned then, I said, there's bad guys on both sides of the badge. Men are just bad. There's just bad men. Yeah, that's totally illegal. It's totally illegal. But see, there's 2 words that they have. It's called probable cause. And because they say those 2 words, they can get away with whatever they want. And somebody called it in. And so like I know that everything is like when you go to school and you try out for a play and you get the part to play a role and then you get to do that play and then people come and watch that play. Well, the military is no different. Because you can train people all day long on what it's like to be at war. But when you put people in those positions, what they find out that they really are and what they really do is far more animalistic than you can imagine. And I don't want you to imagine. I don't want nobody to imagine it. What men do in war are things that they're not given orders to do. They just get caught up and overtaken and do gross, heinous things. And then they come back here and they're never going to talk about the things that they did because those things are illegal. And they could go to jail. and lose all of their good life and their because as far as I'm concerned, all valor is stolen, and we never have any reason to kill anybody over there. It's been bullshit for all time. I got these. Where are they? I got these. Where is it? Hold on, I gotta get it. I don't know what I did with them. I don't know where it went. I had them because it hasn't been that long since I showed them. Here, I got that one. That's what I looked like 25 years ago. You see it? If I hold it at an angle. Look, they couldn't take my smile away because I figured out it's all bullshit. It's all lies. They lied about everything. They lied about the reason, like, we never had, they gave me awards and stuff. Awards. You know? And I don't even know if I knew what I was doing. You know? Yeah. They just stuck me in a truck and put me on the flight line. I actually had the flight line closed once. They shut down the whole flight line because of me. I'll tell you that story another time. That's kind of funny. It wasn't to them, but it is to me. So these are my pictures of when I was on Crete when we bombed Iraq in 03.
Well, that must have been something.
There's a bunch of bullshit. It's a bunch of, this is what they do instead of Viagra, and then they can't do this, and then they come back here, and then they end up, understand, and I'm not even kidding. Like last year they spent $4 billion on male enhancement drugs that clearly didn't work. Wow. It's all a thrill to them. It's all a game. But look at the personnel at the hotel. Look, these guys are at war right now. Do they look like they're at war? No, they're seasoned pros. They're seasoned pros, man. This is how you get tax free. You understand when military members go over there, they get all the pay that they get, there's no taxes on them. They don't have to pay taxes on them. And then they get extra money. It's called hazardous duty pay. We're the hazard, but let's pay ourselves to be the a-hole. So this is my time in Crete. It was so weird. I was like, I feel like I'm a tourist, but we're bombing Iraq at the same time, and people are. And see, when I was on Suda Bay, that's where they had the 550 Marine. That's why I call BS on any of these numbers that Biff is talking about. Oh, they're deploying this many soldiers. Oh, if only there were that many fit soldiers in America in 2026. But there's not. Because when I was back in 2000 to 2006, dudes were still buff and scary and stuff like that. Marines were still marining. They were still semper-fi-ing. Now they're semper-sucking. Like, and those 500 dudes went in and did the men stuff that what men do in war, and then they came back to that hangar. They lost their ever. I saw 550 dudes lose their ever-loving minds. And then they kept them in that hangar for like days. It was like 10 days. I'm like, why are they still here? Because they didn't know where to put them. Where do we bring them? What do we do? We used them. They didn't die. Now what do you do with them? We broke their brains. They're not viable anymore. What do we do? Oh, what do you want to put them on? Should we just let them go? And then they let them drink on the base, and then they trashed the whole base. See, that's why military, national security and all that stuff, it's just covering up men doing stupid shit all the time. This is me playing in the pool at the Panorama in Hanya. They just redid the pool while I was there. I was there like 39 days. They redid the pool. Why? Because they came into a bunch of money because they were instantly housing 40 military members.
Wow.
And you couldn't, I mean, we're military members, and then, but like, we had to like wear civilian, we had to play like we're tourists, you know, and then drive, because we didn't want, nobody didn't want to know who the people helping the people killing the people are. This is the hotel called the Sun on Crete. This is where most of the military personnel used to stay. I'm sure it's not like that anymore. We didn't have permission from Congress to do that either. It's called the Sun. It's all their wordplay. It's all their funny little games. It's all their bro club. You have to unload the dishes. Okay. I'll try and let my voice hold out long enough while you unload the dish. Oh, wait. Before you run off, here's the last picture. These are all Humvees. This is why I can't stand him. This is the military-industrial complex. They make them for military, and then they use them over there, and then people see them on the media. And then they didn't release these private. Yeah, that's a. What is the That's the Humvee. No, those are cars. And then they started selling them in like 2008. MASH did the same thing with Jeep. Jeep makes bazillion. Every profit that Jeep makes is owed to MASH predominantly, I think, because of all the seeds that were planted in the heads of the 70s kids with the na 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 na. I have this picture of the helicopter. That's the helicopter. I saw C-130s. I gave a guy, the pilot of a B-1 bomber, not the B-2, the B-1, the ones that set off car alarms and make people's pacemakers malfunctions in their chest when they take off. So don't ever let anybody you care about enlist. See, nobody ever said, like, you can't take pictures. I guess you can't take pictures, but so these might, I don't know. I see, because back in the 2000s or 1990s, they used to like have those disposable cameras, so I got in the habit of doing those disposable camera things, and so I just started taking those with me wherever I go until I started buying a camera. Oh! And then I got coins. I got more stuff for show and tell. I got more stuff for show and tell. This needs to go back in here. Mom.
Yes?
They even made it like, make it all sentimental and stuff when you get your airman's coin. It's all sentiment here. United States Air Force. You know what it says on the back? This cracks me up.
What's that?
It said, this is what it says with it. When you go through basic training and you're done with Warrior Week, they give you these little coins. It says Air Force core values. It's what your values are from the core, don't you know? Integrity first, service before self, excellence in all we do. Dude, they haven't found cast members to be able to play this role since I was in the military back in the early 2000s. You know, and this is how you know what you're a part of. They give you these little coins, and then they only make 200 of them, and they're, oh, you're one of us. And then later when you get out and you're potentially almost homeless with your mom, everybody turns on their back on you. And they're not really, it's not really what they say. Like, they leave airmen left behind all the time. I was left behind in basic training. You had your little satchel that you had to carry with you under. It's like your baby. You can't leave it no place. And I left mine, so I had to run up 6 sets of stairs. That was 3 flights. And back down. And when I came out, my squadron had formed up and gone to breakfast. And I had no idea. what building they went into. So that was fun. This is how I learn lessons, is because the world says this is how it is, and then I actually have experience that totally contradicts what they say. Oh, Luna. She said, yes, I just listening to you blabbing your mouth in the bits. What else? Should we go do a scroll on what's going on in the world, Ma?
Yeah.
Let's see what's going on. What are they saying is going on in the news?
Yeah.
What are they saying? Ah, more of this, more of that. Oh, there is a heat wave going on. And I was explaining a dude how like heat waves work to me, because we have grids, energy grids within us, and the earth is no different. The earth has chakras, we have chakras. The earth's first chakra, incidentally, is Mount Shasta. I grew up in Northern California in Redding, and I actually broke my coccyx on Mount Shasta. So I broke open my first chakra on Earth's first chakra. But I bet other people did that, because that was the only time I ever went snowboarding. I never cared to ever. I said, I would rather do other things than like sit in a chair and go up a mountain and then go whee down a hill. And then sit up and like rinse and repeat. Rinse and repeat. I'd rather go do something productive. Huh, Ma?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Moving on. So what else is going on in the world? So yeah, so I see like we get energy, but we have the potential of energy with us, and then you gather people. See you later. Have a rad day. Peace. Stay out of trouble. Don't. Yeah. Be the little fishy and swim away. Turn the other cheek. Oh wait, before you go, that's what I was gonna show you. Is that only 200 of these exist in the whole world, and I got 125, 124. So that's 4 people that were cooler than me, but that's like, I'm an age ranger. See, in honor of freedom, dedicated to the mission. My mission is to make sure that freaking creepy dudes stop taking over the earth, and it's women too. It's the people that don't have the heart to live from the heart and not do what, like, thou shalt not kill, don't cheat on your spouse, don't lie, don't cheat, don't steal, don't kick the dog, don't be mean, just like if you see somebody that don't pass them up, say, like, what do you need to do to be in a better place, and then let's provide that to the people, because America was not supposed to be this way. It wasn't supposed to be as gross it is, and I have to transmute my anger every single day, otherwise I get infuriated by what they did to this country. This country got hijacked by freaking perverted fraternity boys. And dumb parrots that just repeat lines that other people tell them to say. In all sort of organizations, in all sort of realms, in all sort of facets, in all sort of, like, the media, entertainment. Like last night they had another one of those stupid award shows. Like, I used to be a part of that. I used to get invited when I went to AA. People, oh, come over and watch our Oscar party. And these people would have the fucking spread. But once I almost became homeless with my mom, those people didn't care about me anymore. But they still have their Oscar spread. Like, they get stuck in loops. It's the same people that go to Vegas every 6 months. Vegas is Sin City. What is the attraction? Is it a vibrational frequency? Is it stimulation? Is it that people can go there and do things and hang with their demons and like whatever stays there happens there, stays there, and all that mentality? Because let me tell you, that people hold the same mentality in the military. They have the same mentality in the military. What happens on a deployment stays on deployment. I knew a dude. He was a cool guy. And he knew his wife was cheating on him. And he went on deployment. And he came back. and like he suspected it and stuff, and like what you know he caught her. He caught her by setting up a camera in his own bedroom, and then he found, and he court, and then they were gonna get him in trouble for recording. Like they were gonna try and punish him. Like what? That doesn't even make any sense. The military is such a weird place because it doesn't have much to do with rules, regulations, policies, and procedures, because the people at the top, they don't follow any. They hold themselves to their own standards, and they're nepo kids. They're like all the kids you didn't like in high school that just thought that they just knew everything, but they couldn't change a tire. They're no different. They don't have practical, they don't have logic and practical thinking. Those are what the maintainers, us, did. Like we had to figure out how to get the parts that we needed to support the age that I worked on, so the aircraft could get what it needed to do its job. But the military back in the 2000s, it's all about building new buildings and getting the world to see America as this really great place, while there's more and more homeless people on the street every single day. It's a lie. They can't. They don't have the supporting staff anymore to hold the storyline. They don't. They don't. And that's why the whole narrative is falling right now. And they all do stuff that they shouldn't have done, and they got to protect their buddies and keep this person safe. And it's, dude, they've been protecting the wrong person as long as I've existed. Like they put there's this one time when we were in Santa Margarita, just south of the Atascadero, north of San Luis Obispo. There's this little blip, and Mom, we were out for a drive and the car broke down, and there's this guy on a motorcycle that was wasted that was trying to hit on her, and then when she turned him down, he got ugly and was just kept going back and forth and just like trying to scare us and just being a drunken jerk. And then Mom saw something on the side, and she saw a chalk, those things, that a wood and a chain that you put on the tire to keep the trailer vehicle from rolling. And she picked it up and swung it around and threw it at the guy, like, leave us alone. And it broke his headlight. Then his sheriff was called, and they hauled Mom off. My grandparents came and nabbed us. Oh, good, we don't have to worry about her for a while. We got the kids. You know that, Mom?
Mm-hmm.
They did that stuff all the time. You know, I figured that out, right?
Yeah.
They're not... Freaking Eastern Star Freemasons suck. Anyway, like, that's how I know about this stuff, because I live this, and it's just so weird. Every day on the internet, I watch people all the time just freaking talking about this stuff, and I'm like, dude, none of you people ain't never met nobody like me, like someone that's lived this stuff. It's so many of the facets of it. But hey, keep blah 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 talking about stuff you read and see on the internet.